nothing to shake me out again. I don't know if I can find my way out. Reaching out, I'm reaching in. The water is rising over me. The water is rising. It's coming. I'm reaching out, I'm reaching in. The water is rising over me. The water is rising. I'm reaching. It's coming. I'm reaching.
sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire.
for a minute. Did you even feel it?
feel it? You said you felt it. You were in it. We both lived it. You got me wrong and I got you wrong. You wrong, baby, baby. You got me wrong and I got you wrong. You got to see. You got me wrong and I got you wrong. Did you feel it? Did you really feel it? You said you felt it. You were in it. Why, baby?